Hey DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid. Today we're going to be going over how to disable the auto stay arming feature on the GC2 alarm system. So first I want to talk a little bit about what the auto stay arming feature is. So this is a little setting in the panel that basically it's meant to help the users in preventing false alarms. So whenever somebody does an arm away and they do not trip an entry exit door, then the system automatically reverts to arm stay. Now, the reason for that being is during an arm away, all the motions are activated, which means that if you accidentally do an arm away and you meant to do an arm stay, and you have that feature disabled and the system goes into an arm away, then that means if you're still home and the motions are activated, you're more than likely going to set off a false alarm. So by default, the auto stay feature is enabled on the system. There is a way to disable it, which I'm going to go ahead and get into here in a second. But another thing I want to get to is not only is it helpful, it also sometimes is frustrating if it's your first time using the system and you're testing it. For instance, there's a lot of new alarm users who will go to the system and they'll do an arm away and they'll wait there in front of the system until the system goes into an arm away without tripping the entry exit door first. You'll notice, if you're one of those users, that if you do an arm away, you don't open up an entry exit door, the system will go into an arm state and it can get frustrating. So if you're testing the system, if you want it to go into an arm away, you have to actually open and trip an entry exit door, or you have to disable the auto stay feature. And now I'm going to show you guys how to do that on the GC2. So the very first thing we want to do, there's a little 2GIG icon on the bottom right hand corner. You're going to need your installer code for this as well. My default is set to 1561. All right. Before I get into that, actually, I do want to show you what I mean by the system going into an auto stay. So right now, if I go to security, if I do an arm away, it's going to give me a 1-minute countdown. Now, right now, I have not disabled the auto stay feature. So if I do not open up an entry exit door, then that means that the system will actually go into an arm stay mode. We just have to wait the 40 seconds until it counts down, and then I'll show you guys and I'll verify with you that that is what's going to happen. 30 seconds left. 15. We got about 5 seconds left here. And it should go into an arm stay once it's done arming. You'll see up here it says system armed stay. That's because we have the auto stay feature enabled and we did not open up a front door or entry. We didn't open up an entry exit door. All right. So let's go ahead and disarm it. I'm going to enter in my master code. My default is 1111. Yours is probably going to be different, especially if you're being monitored and if you've changed it already. So you always want to make sure you change it, the master code, away from default. Now, let's go ahead and disable that auto stay feature. So we hit the 2GIG icon. I enter in my installer code. Mine is defaulted at 1561. Make sure you guys understand the difference between master code and installer code. After we enter in the installer code, go to system configuration. Now, it starts off with question 1. We need to go to question 26. That is the auto stay feature question. So we are going to hit the go to, enter in our question number, which is 26, and it goes into our auto stay. Now, if we hit the down arrow key, it'll give us all the options that we can do. Whoops, sorry. The down arrow key actually goes to the next question. We need to use the right and left arrow keys to switch it. So you can either go from enabled to disabled. I'm going to set mine to disabled, and I'm going to show you guys now when I do an arm away and I don't open up entry exit doors, it'll actually go into an arm away. So I disable it. I'm going to go ahead and hit end. Make sure save changes is enabled and then hit exit. The panel is going to do a quick little reboot. And once it comes back on, we'll go ahead and test the arming. It's giving me a low battery. Just hit OK. I'm going to go to security. Arm away. Now we have to wait another minute for that for the exit delay to go all the way down to 0. But now that the auto stay feature is disabled, you're going to see that the system, instead of going into an auto armed stay, it'll go into an armed away just as it should be, just as I chose. All right. 30 seconds left. 15. 10 seconds. Notice as the seconds get almost close to 0, the beeping gets a little bit more frequent. It gets faster. And you'll see at the very top, system armed away. So that means that we disabled the auto stay feature. I didn't need to open up an entry exit door for the system to go into an arm away. Again, it's always good to have it enabled just in case you accidentally do an arm away. The system knows if you didn't open up one of the doors, you're logically still in the house, so to do an auto stay. But again, if you have your own reasons to disable it, you can go ahead and do so using the instructions I just gave you guys. You can go ahead and disarm the system now. I'm going to enter in my master code 1111. System is disarmed, and that is a quick video on how to disable the auto stay arming feature on the GC2. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to email us at support@alarmgrid.com. If you found the video helpful, make sure that you hit like underneath, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and enable the notifications so whenever we upload new content, you guys do get notified. I'm George. I'll see you guys next time.